And then finally, where are we going with CAR T cell treatment in myeloma? It's beyond doubt that the results are so impressively good in the subgroup of extensively pretreated patients that CAR T cells are there to stay in the management of myeloma. But we're just entering a new era. And in a few years from now, it's clear that maybe we should position the CAR T cell treatment earlier in the treatment algorithm. And that we maybe should focus particularly on subgroups, like high-risk patients, where we try to use CAR T cells to prevent relapse, rather than to try to treat a refractory relapse. But that's, of course, for the future. In the meantime, there are several different CAR T products in development, and some of these, some data with some of these products were presented at the last ASH meeting. And I'm not going to discuss all the details with you, but to give you an example, there are CAR T products where the cells are modulated in vitro to obtain cells with a more memory phenotype, which could result in longer persistence of the CAR T cells. There are groups that use other technologies to manufacture the CAR T cells, to work with transposon technology rather than with lentiviral transduction technology, which could result in a higher percentage of memory cells with a stem cell phenotype that could not only result in longer persistence of the CAR T cells, but also in less rapid expansion of the cells, and maybe therefore decrease the rate and the severity of CRS. There was a group that presented a study with a dual targeting CAR T cell that was directed towards two antigens, BCMA and CD19. And finally, there was also an interesting paper on the use of allogeneic CAR T cells that would give the additional benefit of having an off-the-shelf product. Because with the autologous cells, there is always this manufacturing time that sometimes can be a complex procedure, because in the meantime, the disease could further progress. And when it comes to allogeneic CAR T cells, so this could be maybe in the future become an attractive alternative for autologous CAR T cells. So in summary, it's really an interesting CAR T time in myeloma. We are again at the beginning of a new era. It's beyond doubt that the results are impressively good, that the tolerability in terms of toxicity is usually manageable, and in terms of quality of life, there is definitely improvement. And there we have the advantage of giving one single infusion, so one administration of a living drug, compared to long-term of chronic administration of more conventional drugs. And that's, of course, a big benefit for the patient. But finally, the field is moving so rapidly that we realize that there are still so many questions to be answered to get the maximum out of CAR T cell treatment for an individual myeloma patient.